So, hi everyone, welcome to the assignment 3 of VCC. So, in that assignment, we have to do step by step uh, configuration and creation of the virtual machine and uh, auto scaling model with the resource migrations and sample allocations. Like in the layman language, we will be creating a virtual machine. We are going to write down auto scaling code. Then we have using Google Cloud Platform. And if our users exceeded more than 75%, it will auto create a virtual machine. If it will get down, it will not, it will delete the virtual machine. So for that, what exactly we are gonna do in that thing? So first we have just created the scaling. We have created the virtual machine. Then we have used the technology, the VirtualBox, Node.js, GCP. So first we have installed the virtual machine. We have allocated a RAM, which I'll show. Post that we have configured the GCP. We have I am admin service account and we have enabled the key and downloaded the JSON file, then configured the connections. So for that installation commands we have just given, I'll show the installation command, and post that we had just configured the auto scaling module. So first of all, I'll just show. So that is a virtual machine which we have created. So I've just created another VM which while using 6 GB of RAM, and I have used 5 processor because I have installed the VS Code inside my virtual machine. So now I'll come to the Linux part of mine. So this is how my Linux is looking. So first of all, what I had done, I had just configured few commands. So sorry. So the commands are, as you can see, these are the commands which I have just uh, uh, run in my Linux, so that I can uh, get the GCP access inside that. Post that, what I had done, I'll just showcase you the my part. So first we have just created another assignment, the assignment 3. In the assignment 3 section, we have just gone to the security and service accounts where we have created another account. So in that account specifically, as you can see, we have just clicked on that and we have just created the uh, uh, instance, and where we have just downloaded the key as with the help. Oh, sorry, I think I have just created two, so that's why I just think. So as you can see, this was a key, and I had just downloaded the key on the JSON file, which you can see. Which you can see here. So as you can see, this is the JSON file of my key, which I have downloaded over there. And in the text editor file, you can also see the file is over there. So what I had done next is I have just uh, again given the command of the on my Ubuntu and just install the G Cloud version, which you can see in my this sign. The G Cloud version I had installed and stabilized. Post that, the major challenge was the stabilizing connection between my virtual machine, the VM which I had created, and the GCP server. So for that, I had just write down few commands as you can see in my code. So as you can see, I have just updated the credentials. So at first, I have just find out that what projects I have, then post projects. I have just updated the download assignment keys, that I just uploaded the key as you can see. Post that, I had just again cross checked that whether the key I had uploaded is authenticated or not. And as you can see, I have activated the account in the system and I have activated the keys. Post that, I had just configured the again just the value of project, as that the project I am currently working on is this right or not. So as you can see, the project name is that, and now I have successfully stabilized the connection between my VM and GCP server. And post that, as you can see, I have just uh, write down a simple query so that I can check the cloud source manager for the Google Maps. So googleapis.com, so that the Google APIs key could be there, and the compute instances that I have checked. So as you can see on the random date, the up system, that all the time my system was up. So as you can see this, and I have just checked the sorry country list as well. So it was that. Post that, what I had done, I had just checked the my monitor.sh file. So what is the monitor? So now that was a part one of the assignment. Now we'll come to the part two, which is the challenging part. So in the part two, the auto scaling part. So for that, the code is the real headache. So as you can see, I have first of all, I have just done the configuration code in my VS Code as well, because I'm not much familiar with that. So I have just used the VS Code as well. So as you can see, I have just configured my server, my VM, and my port. Post that, I have just again authenticated the everything into the my week this code as well in the G Cloud, as you can see my assignment 3 file. Post that, as you can see that I have enabled the required services. So G Cloud services, which the Google APIs and everything. So in the VS Code earlier it was getting error, so I have just uploaded it in the terminal and just use the terminal URLs. Now I have just write down the command to check the CPU usage. So the CPU usage command, as you can see, if it is greater than 100%, it will automatically 75%, it will automatically create a new VM. So if VM insists, so before creating a new VM, it will always check that whether another VM instance is already created or not. So if not, then it will create a new. So if you CPU uses threshold on the VM exists, so you can check the code I had uploaded on the Git profile. So you can check it over there. So I have just hardest storage in G Cloud. Yeah, everything I had just write it down. I had used the Node.js and Apache superset for the load balancing and the auto scaling. So as you can see, if CPU uses drop VM exists to VM, so in that case, we have given the shutdown command, but in the terminal I had given it a delete command. So if any of my system users get down, so I can easily either delete or create the file. So remaining things I had, so actually there was some Linux error, so I had just used the window terminal to use the same. So first I have just again monitored the monitor.s is the file which I have just created. So I have just got it through the command center that the file I have just created. So earlier it was showing error that file not found. So I just first checked the sudo API installed dos2 Unix file. And with the help of that, I've been able to read my monitor.sh file. So the file I have created for the auto scaling. With the help of that, I had just selected the packages, and with the help of those packages, I have just then monitored, created the files, and assignment 3, as you can see the repeated file. So again it was the error that file is so not existed. So I had just done the some changes so that the my file could be created. So post that, I have just checked that at that time no GCP VM was there to shut down. So there was no load balancing, so it was not able to shut down because there was no load. As you can see the CPU uses I had mentioned over there. So then I had just selected that this was my project which I have created on my GCP. So this was the machine which we, so as you can see, let me again come to the Google instances. So this is the VM scalar that is which we have just created. So it was a auto scaling VM. So as you can see over there, so in the observability as well, you can see the matrices over there. So uh, it was just telling the load balancing part. So post that, I had just used the Google Cloud utilization. So as you can see, the system was up and my CPU percentage was also mentioned, the ID name kit. So the status was active and CPU utilization was 3%. So as you can see, the CPU usage is 3%. Then we have just leave the CPU use for less than 75%. So in that case, shut down the virtual machine. So it will ask for in command whether you want to shut it down or not. So I've just write it down as a yes, and it has just deleted my entire VMs. So that was the thing. So as you can see into the package part as well, then it was automatically created. Currently you can see the network traffic, network connection and everything. It was stabilized over there, and once the load get higher, it will automatically reduced it and completely uh, shut down the VM. So thank you.